When I started to learn shamanic journeying, first of all, I went to um, a lady called Susie Crockford, who lives in Dartmoor, and she practices shamanic journeying. Invite, I need to get the invitation link. I did traditional shamanic apprenticeship with her in Dartmoor, and it was amazing, really lovely. And we did, first of all, the Tree of Life, which is learning to use the three realms of the Tree of Life as a shamanic journey. You'll being the roots of the tree, being what's past and what's gone before us. 65. So that's where our ancestral karmas would emerge from, as it were. There she goes. And historically, the past would essentially be all the templates and records of the past would also be rested at rest in the underworld. So that is the underworld, and your power animal would take you down into the underworld. So when you do go through the Tree of Life course as an introduction course, you'll also meet with three guides, one for the underworld, one for the middle realms, and one for the upper world. And it's your power animal that takes you down into the lower world through the byways down by the tree, etc. And it's also the place, like I say, where everything that's gone before us will be recorded. The earth and the actual underground records the history and records the events of all time. They're right under there. So when we do journey to the underworld with something, we're journeying right into the womb of the earth, which is where all of the templates and the blueprints for life exist, and all of that happens in the underworld. So if you do go under the underworld for a journey, you tend to go into a cave of the ancestors, or you may cross a river in the underworld where you meet with the ancestors and you consider the burdens and the blessings of the ancestors, and you have moments of ancestral healing revealed to you. When you have the middle of the Tree of Life, you have the here and now, the present moment, which is how we exist and coexist with everyone else in our lifetime. And it's the present moment, pretty much. It's mundane life, it's intuition, feelings of intuition, and it's also the realm of what's known as the body protector as a guide. The body protector is the guide that gives you that little bit of an intuitive nudge, perhaps when something bad is about to happen, or perhaps when you've got just a feeling that you should be doing something that you've forgotten about. That would be your body protector guide coming in. And then the branches of the Tree of Life, they represent your higher wisdom and the intuition of your higher self and whatever that conveys to you. So through lots of different systems, that could convey the angelic realm, it could convey the realm of the birds and the life of the sky, etc. And for each of those, you'd have a journey, have a guide. And then I went into learning what's known as a healing temple. So we created through journey work a healing temple for ourselves. We'd have a guide at each corner of us, above and below and within, and all of those guides had a purpose within a healing capacity to work with the self and work with others. And then after I'd finished with Susie there, I met a guy called Leo Rutherford, who is an incredible teacher. And I absolutely just met with him so joyously. He teaches down in Brighton area, and I did quite a few workshops with him. And it was with Leo that I really got into the medicine wheel as a map for shamanic journeying. So with Susie, I'd been working really with the tree and with the healing temple. But when I started to work with Leo, it was all about the medicine wheel, and still very much is for Leo. His books on the medicine wheel are really extensive, and he moves into what's known as a 20 count, which he'd been taught by indigenous shamanic practitioners from all around the world. And the 20 count is essentially the wheel, the medicine wheel, broken, taken up into 4 stages. So the medicine wheel is the wheel of elements, the cycle of elements that we're working through with each of the themes here: the fire, the earth, the water, and the air. And then the 5th element always goes back into the center. So the first round of the medicine wheel takes you into the humankind. So you have the spirit life, you have the earth life, then you have the plant life in the water realm, and the animal life in the air realm, and you go back into the center to the 5th part, which is human life. And then again you go round the circle working with the human life until you come to what would be the enlightened human life. And then from the enlightened human life, you go around again. The 3rd revolution would be to go into the realm of the elder, the knowing, wise counselor. And then the last round of it takes you into the 20th point, which is the great mystery, returning into source, into the heart, into the not, it's not really the highest, it's the most expanded awareness of reality would be the 20th point. And with that count as well, there's also the non-cardinal directions in there, which add up to the 20th point as well. So it's a very in-depth and really interesting modality to work with the 20 count of the medicine wheel as well. And so from there, from working with him, I actually sat and I said to him, do you know, Leo, I've got this idea. I want to do these 12 themes and journey on each of them through the elements. And he said, yeah, that's great. You should do this one here, this one here. And then he signed it off. And so that's where we are now with this. And we've moved into strength as our theme for this month. Last week we had the fire of strength. And this week we're going to have the earth of strength. And as we're in the earth of strength, it's a very much present journey to go through. And I had a thought this week that perhaps you might want to use the tree of life with strength. And with the tree of life, you could consider the roots of the tree of life being the strength that has gone before, all of the previous memories of strength. What's your memory of strength in your life? And you could move through into the present moment of strength. So presently, what are your strengths? What are your expressions of strength? And also your perhaps repressions of strength, you see. So there's always the moment where we express one of these qualities and where we repress it. And perhaps are we empowered in our expression or our repression of that quality? So being empowered in your expression of strength would be being in full control of when you demonstrate the strength needed. And being repressed in your strength would be perhaps holding back and not really allowing your strength to play out in that very present moment. And these two could then move into the future, the higher realm of strength. If you were then sucked up to look down from a bird's eye view on yourself and your life and your relationship with strength, how would that be? And perhaps what parts of the higher understanding of strength could be sent down into the present moment to share those with you. So it's really an amazing part of disseminating a theme. And one of the amazing journeys that you may go through in shamanic practices is actually disseminating the self, being devoured by your own spirit guide. It's not something that we're going to do in this project, but actually being devoured and dismembered by your spirit guides is one journey which shamans go through, and then you are put back together by your guides. So essentially that's what we're having a look at doing with the themes. We're looking at dissecting them and finding the alchemical golden parts within that dissection and then pushing them back together and nurturing and growing it back into the pathway that we're looking to have to improve the quality of our life and to share wisdom with others to improve the quality of the life of others. Anybody want to share anything about the week and their journey, perhaps with fire and strength? How's everyone's journey with strength been this week?
Hello. I've
Yeah.
had quite a I've had quite a experience from it in terms of I had my dance last Thursday, and I played this set that I've had put together for ages, and hadn't been ready to play it. But last week I was like, right, I think it's time. And it was a grunge, 90s grunge place like set. And I already knew that it was probably gonna bring up some things to do with anger and what have you. But
Yeah.
then I remembered like what you'd said about with the strength through fire, and that you'd have something that you could bring like into the present that you'd use if you were feeling sort of like the repression of it, or the
Yeah.
anxiety of it coming. So I went into like the chaotic song was System of a Down, and it was like a really quite aggressive, like out there song. And I actually felt really relaxed in that and I went through this process. But then afterwards I lay down near the end and I did what my strength thing was, which was to have my hand on my heart and to breathe. And I did that for like two songs before the end. And I just, out of all the dancers, it was the one that I felt like that I'd went through a process and moved on. And I definitely felt like what I took from you, from strength from fire, I used that in my practice.
Yeah.
And I've done it a couple of times. I've done that breathing thing in a couple of moments when I felt the sort of like anxiety of life come on, and the anger and like it all, and normally go into that sort of panics,
Yeah.
overthinking, and just did did that, and it's brought us back.
Yeah, it sounds like you released the judgment of that strength. Somehow it was maybe, did we say at the end of last week, let's not judge those feelings, just allow them with a neutral
Yeah.
lens to play through what they need to play through. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, you found some
So
fire strength really there then, Glynis.
so
That's an
thank you for
amazing,
that.
that is an amazing expression of fire strength. And I hope you share that with other people because that will be quite liberating for others to hear as well. Certainly. Mm.
I
I,
did with because there was only two of us, and I shared it at the circle time with the end
Yeah.
with the other lady there. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I went and found my tree. Um, you were saying about find a tree
Yeah.
last week. I went and
Yeah.
found one in a local cemetery. It's a local war cemetery, and it's very expansive, and there's lots and lots of trees. And I really was drawn to one, and I roared at it.
Wow, brilliant.
And took some photos, so I've got some reference. And I went and visited it again a few days later, so it was nice. Yeah, it's nice to connect.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well done, Rob, finding the tree. And that's something that we do say definitely the tree of life is a tree that actually exists in ordinary reality. So you should know it by all of your senses. So you should really know what the feeling of that tree is for your body to be next to, and what the smell around the tree will be, and then indeed what the sight of the tree is, and what the sound of the tree is, and the sounds that come around it, so that when you come into a place where you're about to embark on your journey to non-ordinary reality, you engage all of your senses in the journey, and it really helps you get on the way to being taken into the flow of the journey. When we engage our senses and our sense memory of something, we actually just blast open the cave to our subconscious mind, which is where all of the metaphor and all of the purpose of the meanings in a shamanic journey come through. So we can't do Strength of Earth without actually honoring the bloody might and strength of Earth itself. You know, Earth is outlasts everything. And the earth is linked to, you know, the mother aspect of creation. Not only providing everything for us, but also taking all of our shit and our abuse of her, conscious and unconscious. But not judging it, just like that firepower that you had, Glynis, in the dance, not judging our actions, but just processing everything that's received. You know, if you think about it, the earth receives absolutely everything, because through our feet we send down everything that happens to everybody in this existence goes down into the earth through the feet. Even the body and the ash of the person goes down into the earth through the feet. So the strength of the earth is absolutely incredible. And so just before we go on the shamanic journey in a moment, I'd just like us to have a journey with the strength and the power of the earth. So I'm going to drum for us for 10 minutes. And this is 10 minutes of appreciation and gratitude and blessing for the strength of the earth and the known and the unknown ways in which the earth provides us and looks after us with the strength of it. So here we go. However the earth is representing herself for you right now, begin there with your eyes closed and venture into the sense kingdom and follow the strength of the earth through the sense kingdom. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 oh. to ordinary consciousness and take your journal and write down your experience of the strength of the earth. I'll share what I got there. It was the earth says that only strength that is made of it will last. Only the strength that can be created, preserved and changed within it, the earth, is true and lasting. Be discerning where you invest your faith of strength. So I will put that on a t-shirt. What about everybody else? So one of the medicine songs is "The earth is our mother, we must take care of her," and another of the traditional medicine songs is "Mother, I feel you under my feet, I feel your heartbeat," and also about, there are other medicine songs about the earth crying, the tears of the mother crying also. And then the earth also comes into medicine songs as the healer. Earth heals us. Earth heals us, definitely. And it's like an incredible force which is part of us all. So whatever you've felt during those journeys, quite rightly, you will identify with them, because the earth part of you was speaking. It was like right there under the microscope during that journey, and the earth part of you was presenting you with all of its qualities and all of its strength right there and then. So the journey we're going to go on will be a journey to the tree. And the question would be to meet, first of all, you'll meet with your guide of strength, which you encountered last week. So everybody had a guide of strength last week. And whether or not it's the same guide or a different guide, you tell yourself the story of that guide coming in to meet with you. And if at any point a new guide pops in, then that's meant to happen. Okay, it's your story. Tell yourself as much of the story as you need to until you can find your way to get lost in it and see where you go. So we'll be thinking about, as I said at the beginning, the past of strength, the reflections of our memory of strength. What do we know of strength? We know only from our memory bank of strength. And perhaps there are some moments of strength that we've forgotten that we're going to be represented with again. We're going to be remembered with some parts of strength that are in our history. Even in our ancestral line, it could be that you're taken underground into the earth to meet with the ancestors who are going to present you with their strengths which you completely unbeknownst are carrying with you, but just need that remembering of what that strength is. And that's a great place to go as well, to the cave of the ancestors with this one, to ask them, what are the strengths that I have yet to realize, which I carry with me in my bones, in my blood? What do I carry with me just through being born of strength, which I don't realize? And what are the messages that I can use in the present moment? And what can I do with that in the future? So we could use the full spectrum of the tree on the journey. You can at any moment be taken from the underworld up into the present moment, so that you can experience your own strength, and up into the upper world of the tree, so that you can be given higher guidance on how and where this strength is of use for the future. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Lovely. Well, let's go back into journey number 2. Journey into the tree this time. And this time we're exploring what it is in the lower realms, which has yet to be uncovered for us about strength within that earth realm. In the present moment, maybe going up into the upper world to go and see the higher understanding of what that strength means, all the while just allowing yourself to be carried away on the journey. So begin by closing your eyes. If you have a bandana, put your bandana on and allow yourself to visualize the tree. Visualize the space around the tree that you know. Feeling the earth beneath your feet, the air against your skin, the sound, the memory of the sound around the tree. And the sight and the smell of the tree. And make your way across the field, far, far over, moving further and further towards the tree. As you tell yourself the story of your great guide of strength, and how it presents you with what you need to know about the earth and strength which awaits you. I got this amazing sense that everything we need is already right there and nothing else needs to be created. We just, that sense of feeling like you need something else to do something, you don't need anything. It's very moment, right in the moment. Everything that was ever meant to be for you is already here for you. It's provided. It's right there. Yeah. Oh, stop that.